So you want to know how to get invited to exclusive influencer events, what happens at these events, and is it really worth all the hype anyways? I know you guys are wanting the deets on how to get invited, so I did something a little bit crazy and a little bit cringy, and I actually reached out to the PR agent who invited me to this event. And she told me that she had worked for 2 other PR agencies before and that she's done a lot of influencer events and activations. So then I asked her if I could interview her and ask her what she's looking for when she is searching for influencers to attend these events and what influencers who aspire to go to these events can do in order to get invited. Here's what she had to say.
I'm Megan, currently with Infinity Creative Agency, and I've worked here. I started off as an intern with ICA when I was in college, and then I was really fortunate that once I graduated, which was during COVID, I was offered a full-time position, which was amazing. After being a coordinator for a year, I moved on to a different agency, very similar fashion PR. In total, I've had about 3 years of experience in PR, mostly working with influencers. It's definitely something that I'm passionate about, working with creators. I've worked on the VIP side, the editorial side with various editors, but I always come back to influencers because I really just love the creativity behind everyone's content.
I'm curious as well, when you work with really large companies like Romwe, the one that we did, that have like a really large following, what do those companies tell you that they're looking for? Like what do they, without like disclosing things that you're not allowed to, what are kind of the things, do they just hand it off to you and they're like, hey, we want to run an event and then you guys just do everything? Or do they give you specific rules and instructions of like, this is what we're looking for, this is what we want?
So typically our clients will give us parameters. With Romwe, they already have like a great reach when it comes to the fashion influencers. And for that event that you attended, they're like, we really want to tap in to different markets. We want to make sure that we're extending outreach to different creators, making space for other people as well, just so that they're able to be in the room with other creators, meet one another, and just give that opportunity. So specifically for that Romwe event, they're like, let's go beyond fashion. Let's tap into gamers. Let's tap into travel influencers. Let's just tap into everyone just to make sure that we're meeting everyone, which was amazing because that was one of my favorite events that I've worked, and I've told the team this multiple times. It's really refreshing meeting different creators. I feel like a lot of clients like to focus on the OG fashion influencers, and we forget that there are so many other creators out there that are doing different content, whether that's gaming, food, tech. Like there's a lot out there that we just haven't tapped into.
It was a really cool event. I loved the location as well. It was so cute.
Yeah, it was really fun.
So if an influencer was looking to get an invite to one of these types of events, because they're invite only, you know, what are you guys looking for that would get them in?
Yeah, I mean, there are no guarantees with everyone, especially with certain events. There's like event capacity, so we can't always go wide the way that we want to for certain events. But what I love is when new creators will email us, or they'll email our clients directly to make an introduction. They'll send their media kit. They'll introduce themselves. And it's great because I save all those emails in a little folder that I have on my Gmail just to make sure that I have that to go back to that. And so I know when I have an upcoming event, just like, does this person fit the brief? Like, is there brand alignment? Because we're not going to invite people that don't necessarily fit the values of the brand. Like, let's say, because I have a tequila client. So when we're doing events, and we have a lot of events, we want to make sure that we're reaching out to people that are 1, 21 plus, and 2, they actually consume alcohol.
So does it make a big difference? Like when you're going through your emails, does it make a big difference when an influencer has a media kit, or is it just the inquiry itself?
I think the inquiry itself is very helpful. If you have a media kit, that's just a bonus, so we can see your engagement, what your demographic looks like. But at the same time, we also have our agency, we use a software called Tracker, and it's basically this social media database that has everyone's stats. So we can look at that already. But if you just send it, and like, it's always nice to kind of show yourself off a bit. And I keep all these media kits, so it's definitely helpful, but not needed. I do check on Tracker to see those same stats.
All right, that makes sense. What would make you, like, let's say someone reaches out and they're like, hey, I'm an influencer, I want to get invited to events, or, you know, whatever their inquiry says. What would make you be like, heck no? Like, there's no way this makes any sense.
I mean, it's never like a blatant like no, like do not want you at the event. It's just, it depends on what the client wants, honestly. Like I would love to invite new creators because I think it's important to even invite micro new influencers, just because every single large influencer out there started there, and everyone needs a start. So it really just depends on what the client is looking for, and unfortunately just with budget and with capacity and whatnot, we can't always extend. So sometimes it's just like, we have to hold it this time, but we'll keep you posted on any future events. But I would say when it comes to saying like absolutely not, it's like if you know for a fact that based on the content that you see that there's just no brand alignment whatsoever, or if there's like posts on there that really don't reflect any of the brand's values, or it's just any potential for controversy is a huge red flag, because that's the whole point of PR, is just to create the best image for our clients.
So you're with a PR agency.
Yes.
You guys actually encourage people to reach out and get in touch with you.
What I love is the initiative, when people really like dig for like the best contact. And we don't always get those inbound emails, but when we do, I'm just like, they were doing their research. Because how did they find our alias? Like,
that's what I'm thinking too, is like, how would they find you? Like, how would people even find the right PR agencies to reach out to and things like that?
I know that for us and for a lot of PR agencies, that because I work with a lot of different PR agencies, a lot of my friends are in the industry, so a lot of these agencies have like a general info email that you can contact, and that's what a lot of a lot of the inbound emails that we get are directed towards that. There are some emails that we get from people that connected with clients directly, and the clients are like, you can connect with our PR team, and they send our email to the influencer so they can make that introduction.
So like a quick Google search of like PR agency would maybe lead an influencer to an email that they would be able to reach out to and send their creative deck. I think that's super helpful. I had a couple people like ask like, oh, how do you get invited to these events? And then I was sitting there and I was like, I vlogged the whole event, and then I can throw in like, you know, some useful, helpful information for influencers of like, okay, like step 1 to step 5, like here's how you get invited. Or like, you know, just giving them insights into the back ends of what happens. So I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for your insight.
Well, you're the best. Honestly, like I loved meeting you. I love that I even got the chance to meet you and all those creators at that Romway event. I can't say it enough. I told my entire team. I was like, I was not expecting to have as much fun as I did, but I really do love meeting creators like yourself.
Although I did get invited directly from my email to this event, there are some things that I've learned throughout my time in this industry of how you can start getting invited to events that will give you connections to get invited to bigger and bigger and bigger events as you grow as an influencer or content creator. One of the best pieces of advice I can give you for getting invited to events is actually to go out and go to events that are available to the public and just go alone. Meet people, talk to people, have conversations, and really start networking. Another thing you can do is to hone in on your niche and look for events centered around your niche. For instance, I'm a gaming influencer, so I am constantly going to gaming events, attending gaming events, gaming tournaments, and trying to talk to people and meet people, and this gives me connections as I grow and level up in my career. Now, if you're someone that's just getting started, maybe you're a little bit more shy, I'm gonna give you a life hack that will literally change your life for getting invited to these events. I want you to go to influencernewswire.com and sign up as an influencer. This website gives you hot off the press, brand new news releases for companies that are doing marketing events. You can then use that information, filter it out, and attend the events that you feel interested in. Also, if you have the budget for it, I would suggest going to the ones that even cost you a little bit of money, because making connections with people, marketing, networking is always worth it. And if you're looking to connect with other creators who might have connections that could help you out, join my Discord group, because I think it could be a really valuable resource if you're trying to meet other creators. Now, I know you were hoping that you'd just be able to watch this video and then suddenly start getting invited to these private influencer events, but the truth is that relationships take time, and they also take effort and energy. It may sound conceited, but it really is important to look your best when you're going to network with other people. After all, this is their first impression of you and what you do, so I suggest maybe not even looking your best, but looking your part. If you do a lot of social media content around real estate, look the part when you go to this event and really put on who you are so that people's first impression of you makes them remember what industry you're in and why you're there. Keep putting in the effort and your energy and attend things. That's the best way to get invited to these larger private influencer events, is to keep showing up, keep creating, and keep making relationships that you know are going to count. Well, there you have it. From the person who creates these invites herself, this is what agencies are looking for, but it doesn't stop there. Next week, we're attending a super special event at Fenway Park. See you guys there.